Hello, everyone. It's me. It's wildfire season here in Canada, and in recent weeks, the fires burning in British Columbia and Alberta have raised two important concerns. First, how will an ever warmer climate continue to increase the risk of devastating wildfires? And second, why are these fires burning so out of control? Well, the first question is an obvious one. Heat waves and droughts, the kind that lead to massive wildfires, are becoming more common. Just ask the folks who live in the Pacific Northwest, the western US, or Greece. This summer, temperatures in some parts of Canada reached almost 50 degrees Celsius. That's unprecedented. It's deadly. Hot, dry weather creates the perfect condition for wildfires to start and spread. And with climate change, hot, dry weather is going to become even more common. British Columbia, Alberta, and other jurisdictions around the world have known about this problem for years. They know that more hot, dry weather means more wildfires, so they've taken steps to try to limit the damage. The government of British Columbia, for example, has spent more than $1 billion over the last decade on wildfire prevention and response. Alberta has done the same. Have those billions of dollars made a difference? Not enough. One reason for that is the sheer scale of the problem. Wildfires are growing longer and larger every year. In 2021, more than 12,000 square kilometers burned in British Columbia alone. To put that in context, that's roughly the size of Belgium. What's more, because of climate change, we're seeing more fires start at the same time this year. There were 369 fires burning at once in British Columbia. Last year, there were 189, and the number could grow much higher. All of this makes fighting the fires much harder. Firefighters can't focus on putting out every single blaze. They have to prioritize. And tragically, that means that sometimes people's homes get burned to the ground while firefighters focus on bigger threats. Another reason the fires are getting worse is because of how we manage our forests. For decades, the Canadian government practiced a policy called fire suppression. That meant whenever a fire started, the government did everything it could to put it out quickly. The idea was that by suppressing all fires, we would reduce the risk of major blazes, but that's not how nature works. Small fires help clear out underbrush and dead trees. They create space for new plants to grow. They help forests adapt to the changing climate, but when you suppress small fires, all that fuel builds up, and then something comes along to burn it all at once. And when that happens, you end up with giant fires that burn out of control. Now, again, governments have known this for a long time, and they have tried to adapt. They've begun to allow some fires to burn under controlled conditions, but again, that hasn't been enough. Right now, more than 40,000 people have had to leave their homes in Alberta and British Columbia. Thousands more have had to be evacuated in Greece and the United States. When fires force people to flee their homes, they often don't come back. Whole communities are lost, homes and businesses are destroyed. Lives are ruined. What's happening right now in Canada is a tragedy. But what's happening in Canada is also happening all over the world. In California, 4.5 million people are at risk of wildfire. In China, more than 100 million people live in areas that could burn. In the Arctic, wildfires have increased by 100 times in the last 2 decades. And the biggest culprit is the same as it always has been: human activity. Some wildfires are started by lightning strikes or falling meteorites, but most are caused by human beings. People start fires on purpose or accidentally. Either way, the vast majority of wildfires are preventable. So what can we do to stop them? Well, we need to start by acknowledging the problem. We need to recognize that climate change is making fires worse, and that many of these fires are started either by us or by the things we do. Once we acknowledge that, we can start taking steps to fix it. We can plant more trees, change the way we use our forest, update building codes, and fight harder to slow down climate change. These are big challenges, but they're not insurmountable ones. We can take steps today to build a safer, more sustainable future. And we need to do that work today so that tomorrow we can enjoy the great outdoors without burning it to the ground. That's all for now. See you next week.